Hey there Titans, in this video we'll troubleshoot SmartV logins, and particularly when your client cannot log in using the SmartV. Okay, so we have a SmartV set up here. It's looking at the contact ID, and it's verifying the email. Obviously, you can add as many more things as you like here for us to match. There is no condition. So first thing you want to check, and I'm talking about whenever a client comes in, or you yourself, you're trying to log in, and you get invalid login. So first thing you want to check, obviously, that record exists in Salesforce. So our instance is a contact. We want to make sure that the email matches the email that we're trying to log in with. After that, if this is true, we want to check that any conditions here are true. Let's say if you had only particular accounts logging in, you want to make sure that that contact that logging in actually belongs to that account or record type. Whatever conditions you have here, you want to make sure that they match. So after we check that and everything holds to be true, let's say first thing we want to do is we want to search that email in our Salesforce. So let's say I'll try to log in with this one. I see that it's invalid login, but I know that it's in my Salesforce. So if I'll search it, I'll find that I have duplicates. So I have multiple contacts with this email, and that cannot be used to log in with, because the whatever parameters that we're passing with the conditions and everything else, it has to be a unique value. So in our instance, it's just a simple email, all contacts. Therefore, Titan is getting multiple results, and this is why we cannot log in. For instance, if I'll try this email, I'll be able to log in. And now it's in the SmartV code, and I can log in. Another thing to keep an eye out for, whenever we are using the one-time password option, then we want to make sure if you have further issues, it's a single match, everything is good, and we still cannot log in, we want to make sure, if we're using two-factor authentication, that there is nothing in Salesforce that will cause the record to fail. Because basically what's happening here is that we're going to set a one-time code in the field that we mentioned in that record. So if we have a flow that's rewriting this field, or that save is failing, we always want to take a look at the integration logs and see that we don't have any error. So these errors obviously are old, has nothing to do with our current SmartV. So we want to make sure we have no errors in there and everything goes smoothly. Another thing we want to make sure is, many times you would want to have a password here. So let's say this will be this, and I'll set this to be password mode. So one thing you want to make sure is that the password field is not a formula. It does work sometimes, but formulas in Salesforce behave strangely in that way. So you want to make sure that if you have a password field, a static password field that a user can set and always log in with the same password, not using a one-time code, then you want to make sure that it's not a formula field. This is how it's done.